I am disgusted. I am embarrassed, mad, all this stuff behind this performance and game today. Let's talk about it. What's up, YouTube? Your boy back once again with another sport topic, and today we're gonna break down and recap the Texans' loss to the Indianapolis Colts, a division loss, a rival loss. Um, just a bad loss because the time and the place of the divisional standings. You're rolling. Just beat Kansas City at Kansas City versus Patrick Mahomes, and you felt good about yourself. Deshaun's in the lead in the MVP race, or one of the top candidates in the MVP race, and you feeling good about yourself. And then you have this happen. And then also, me, I come into the season predicting the Texans will sweep the Colts after Andrew Luck claimed his retirement. And I want to send a special shout out to both Honcho and Wink. I did a post game with them, and I apologize to them on the video. I'm gonna apologize to y'all right now. Apologize again because I was one of the people who was against. Don't put all that credit into the Texans never beat Jacoby Brissett. Man, it was only 3 games. One time it was the Patriots versus Brock Osweiler, and then the other 2 times Deshaun Watson was hurt, and it was Tom Savage, and it was the last game of the season in 2017 with no Deshaun Watson, and people really weren't playing. Like me, Hop didn't even play that game. I said all that. I can't say that anymore. I cannot say it no more because this game is validates it. Now it went from just being, oh, you ain't never beat them once out, you never beat them out 2 games. Now you 0-4 against Jacoby Brissett. Now it means something. Now it's against Deshaun Watson. Now it's in the moment when you're competing for a title. You're in the moments when you're competing for leading the division and things like that in crucial parts of the season. Not, I can't poo-poo that no more. We allowed him to be AFC Player of the Week. Jacoby Brissett is going to be the AFC Player of the Week this week because because not only did he beat us, dude put up over 320 yards and 4 touchdowns, no picks, no picks. No. We cannot say that anymore. So I'm wrong. I admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong about the win, and I was wrong about the whole. That actually means something that we have not defeated Jacoby Brissett. And my biggest takeaway from this game, I told one of my coworkers this earlier this week that I said this game right here could possibly be the game. I think I said this before the Chiefs game. In this game here, I said these 2 games are going to be the game that will force us to make a move with the secondary, especially with guys out, and especially Roby being out for no, first you hear he's gonna be out for a month, and then they say he was back at practice Friday, or he was limited and things like that. He was questionable for today's game, but then you lose Jonathan Joseph, you lose Philip Gaines, you also lose Gibson early on the game as well. The secondary is a problem, even with those guys on the field. Most of the time, Jacoby Brissett, when you gave Jacoby Brissett time, he complete the ball downfield. People running wide open. Most of them you'd say if you give a quarterback time, he's gonna kill you. Like with Deshaun, with Patrick Mahomes, with Peyton Manning, with Tom Brady, with Aaron Rodgers. It's because they're gonna pick you apart. Drew Brees, they're gonna pick you apart if you give them time. With this offensive line that the Colts have, which is probably the best offensive line in the league, and with the secondary that the Texans have, which is very, 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 very below mediocre, you give him time, he's going to kill you because receivers are going to be running wide open. How many times did you watch this game today and you just seen Siakam, and you seen Ty, and you seen Ebron just wide open? Nobody, not even in a grasp to even touch them. They're able to catch the ball and turn and easily get another 5 yards every single time. We have nobody contest any passes. We have nobody contest anything. We need to make a play for a corner. We need to make a play. We need to make a play for Patrick Peterson. What do we have? We have a 2nd-round pick. We're gonna have 3 3rd-round picks because we did get a 3rd-round pick from the Seattle trade. So 8. I know. Well, we also have our original 3rd-round pick, but that could be given back to We also have our original third round pick, but more than likely it's going to end up going to Cleveland because if Duke plays more than 10 games. And I know if Clowney doesn't resign, I'm thinking if Clowney doesn't resign, we won't get that third round pick from Seattle. But even still, I mean, you can throw out disclaimers like, I mean, you can trade your third round pick and thought, well, okay, well, if this happens, you'll get this from us. But right now, it's going to be a third round pick. But if we end up not able to keep our third round pick, we give you something else. Do that because Arizona doesn't want Arizona's shopping Patrick Peterson coming off the whole suspension. I'm thinking that he could possibly go for. I'm thinking he can go, and we also have a fourth round pick from Miami. So he could possibly go for a third or fourth. You give up one of your thirds, and you give up the fourth you got from Miami. He could probably go and You have to try to make a play to bring somebody else in here at corner. Oh, but we got Roby. Roby gonna be back in a couple of weeks. Cool. Let Roby come back. And you have Roby and you have Patrick Peterson. There's no harm in having Roby and Patrick Peterson. There's no harm in that. So go out and make a play for Patrick Peterson. Go out and do that because you are not going to be able to do anything special with the secondary playing like it's been playing. You cannot do anything special. But, oh man, you see how we did Kansas City? We dominated the time of possession. Patrick Mahomes only had the ball for 5 minutes in the second half, 1 minute in the fourth quarter. We dominated the time of possession. You seen they got 17 points in the first quarter, right? I did remember that. Over 100 some yards in the first quarter, right? You do remember that. He almost had 200 yards in the first quarter with 17 points. So I know we had the Carlos Hyde fumble, but they only gave him a field goal. So they still got two touchdowns. So, with the way this secondary has been playing, you have to do something on the back end to fix that back end. Now, let's talk about the game. Because I didn't get a chance to talk about the game. I'm just harping back about secondary. Let's talk about the game. Okay, the Texans lose to the Indianapolis Colts 30-27. Deshaun was 23 of 34 for 308 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. We're going to get into that. 3 sacks. We damn sure going to get into that. Carlos Hyde, 12 carries for 35 yards. Duke Johnson, 7 carries for 34 yards. Deshaun ran it for 3 times for 32 yards. Hop, 12 targets, 9 catches for 106 yards and a touchdown. We're going to get into that. Ken Stills, 5 targets for 4 catches for 105 yards. Fails, 2 catches for 27 yards. Kiki, 3 catches for 25 yards. Duke, 2 catches for 22 yards. Akins, 2 catches for 17 yards. Fuller, 1 catch for 6 yards. And then Jacoby Brissett, like I told you, we gonna win AFC Player of the Week. 26 completions, 26 completions off of 39 attempts with 66.7 completion percentage. Career high 326 yards. Career high 4 touchdowns, and a passer rating of 126.7. Marlon Mack didn't really do shit. 18 carries for 44 yards. Pascal had 7 targets for 6 catches for 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ty 11 targets, caught the ball 6 times for 74 yards and a touchdown. Ebron 5 targets, 4 catches for 70 yards and 1 touchdown. You see how you let Ebron, Hilton, and Siak what's called get 106 yards, 74 yards, 70 yards, and all 3 of them got 4 touchdowns. Secondary, but we're going to talk about the Texans for a little minute. Deshaun got sacked 3 times. One of those sacks was not a sack. Probably the worst call I've ever seen. One of the worst calls I've ever seen. Deshaun scrambling, doing his Deshaun Watson type things, and they blow the play dead. Once he throws a touchdown to Hopkins, they blow the play dead. He was nowhere near the ground. Wasn't no forward progress being stopped because he's a quarterback. He's not trying to run to get yards. He's out here trying to make plays. His ball, the hands extended. He's throwing the ball. He's in a throwing motion. You allow him to play. As many times Deshaun, the Houdini tricks he's did in San Diego, in LA earlier this year against the Chargers, last year against Philly, last year against Dallas, last year against Buffalo, last year against Indianapolis too. The things that we've seen Deshaun Watson do against the Falcons, picking up Why would you blow the play dead? Oh, we're trying to protect the players because we don't want no unnecessary hits. Don't matter if you blew a whistle or not, motherfuckers still get hit sometimes. So that's just stupid. That's just dumb. That made absolutely no sense. Also, we converted fourth down. Oh, number 70 didn't neglect himself eligible when there's video evidence that he did say he's eligible. Just stuff like that. It was a lot of bad decisions from those flags. I want to say the refs blew some plays dead. The refs also were quick trigger to pull out some flags on some things that you like. Why are you putting out a flag right there? It was very, very questionable things that happened, but the thing that was the most egregious was that you took away a touchdown when you know that Deshaun gets away. And I said that to one of my coworkers who happens to be a Titans fan. He texted me back immediately like, yeah, they completely fucked y'all. That was dumb as fuck. There's no way that you blow that play dead, especially with the type of quarterback. Even if it's not Deshaun Watson, even if it's just a regular pocket passing quarterback, you don't blow the play dead right there. It was too early. It was too early. It was too early to blow the play dead right there. Then the Texans, early on to the game, well, I said I was on live stream, South to South Sports. I was on live stream pregame, and I said before that the Texans need to go out there and punch the Colts in the mouth. Set the tone early. Don't turn this into a game when you're chewing up the clock. Don't turn this into a game where it's a close, low-scoring game because you're putting the benefit on the Colts if it's a close, low-scoring game. Go out there. Put your foot on the neck, put your foot on the gas, and mash that motherfucker. And that's what the Texans did. First drive coming out there, it was the 3rd and 1, the 3rd down. We go for, was that I forgot what the penalty was that they called that play back. No worries. We go for it on 4th down. We go for it on 4th down because Bill O'Brien must have been listening to me. We're going to go out and be aggressive. Then that play gets called back too for, I think, illegal formation. Okay, I see what type of game this is going to be. I like the aggressiveness early. Sneaky, the safety at the end of the game actually turned out to benefit the Texans in their favor. I was wrong there because when they did that, I raised an eyebrow. And I'm like, come on. What is going on? What is completely going on right here? So then we get to some of the play decisions. I'm not going to just completely vilify Bill O'Brien. It was some things today that were questionable, like I told him in the post game. You don't want to blame Bill O'Brien, but I think this game does put a lot of pressure on William O'Brien, the general manager. But we're going to talk about Bill O'Brien, the head coach / play caller, whatever you want to call him. When we were down in the red zone, after Duke Johnson gets that first down, we inside the 5. Right before halftime, I did not like the play selection when they did the little bubble screen or whatever to Hop, because Hop has his back turned to the defender. So if he kisses the ball, his back is turned to the defender. He can't make a move. He's not gonna go anywhere. That was you. If you want to do something short, real quick, run the football downfield. Run the football with Carlos Hyde. Run the football with Duke. Run the football with Deshaun. That's what we do in the red zone. Run with Deshaun. Do those type of things. You putting Hop in an open field, mind you. He's in open field. I get that, but his back is turned to the defender. So even if he catches the ball, he can't make any moves because his first initial move is to turn. His first initial move is to turn. So he can't run full steam. When you hand the ball off to a running back, he's running full steam head first. He's running full steam. He could put power into his run. Hop has to turn around. So you put him in an awkward position. That's why you only get a field goal out of the situation, because that was a busted play. That was a play that shouldn't have been called in that situation. Also, in the 4th quarter, when you're going for it on 4th down, it was 3rd and 1. You went for it on 4th down early in this drive, so you know that you're going to go for it on 4th down. When it's 3rd and 1, why would you throw a little swing pass to Carlos Hyde? 3rd and 1. If you know automatically you're going for it on 4th and 1 if you don't convert. Run the football with Carlos Hyde up the middle for 1 yard. Play power football. Run the football. Run downhill. Run the football to gain that 1 yard. You ain't got to do a little swing pass. Not the Carlos Hyde. You don't do. Why? That was a dumb, idiotic decision. Now, I know of a game out of 100 some plays, you're gonna have a couple bad plays here and there, and I'm not gonna crush you for every single bad play because it's the same thing. You can have a horrible play calling game. Out of 100 plays, you're gonna have a good couple plays. Even if it was your worst play calling day ever, you're gonna have a couple good plays. Just like you're gonna have a couple bad plays. It's the situations when you're calling these bad plays. In the red zone when you need points, and in the game when it's 3rd and 1, knowing that you're gonna go for it in 4th and 1. Those are the times that you don't need to call bad plays. Those are the times that I have issues with you calling bad plays. Now we're gonna talk about the head coaching and clock management and game decision. Why we didn't challenge that play in the first half when it was a deep, I think it was 3rd down, and the coach threw a deep pass, and the ball was we tipped it, and he caught it and going out of bounds. He never got that 2nd foot down. No challenge. Didn't even attempt to challenge. Nothing came out. The coach got away with that one. That one I'm like, okay, Bill Brown. Sometimes we get on you for not challenging. We get on you for challenging. These are one situations that you need to challenge. I don't know. Do he need an advisor? Somebody needs to be watching plays closely. Like, okay, hey, challenge Bill Brown. Which I'm pretty sure the NFL has people to do that for these head coaches. Maybe we work with him. Maybe we need to get somebody else in there. Instead of Bill O'Brien, we default the person who's down there saying, hey, challenge it. Hey, don't challenge it. Maybe we default him because that shouldn't be a play that should have been challenged. Also, after you punt the football to them and you stop them on 1st down in the final 2 minutes of the game, it was like 2 minutes and 20-some seconds left. You had 2 of your timeouts. Why you didn't call a timeout immediately? Because you allowed them to run the clock all the way down to the 2-minute warning. Then you called the 2 timeouts immediately after 2-minute warning, and you got the ball about 1:45. But if you would have called the 2 timeouts on the front half of the 2-minute warning, they would have punted the ball on the 2-minute warning, and you received the ball with 1:55. No, it's only 10 seconds. That 10 seconds is crucial because in the drive that you had a 10-second runoff because the whole false start by Larry Tunsil, which I think was a bogus false start anyway because I don't think anybody was really they blew the play dead. I don't think the ball they blew the play dead before. I don't think everybody was set. I think everybody was moving. No, I think everybody wasn't set first. So I didn't even think they were running a play, but it is what it is. They blew the call and it cost us 10. It cost us 10 yards. Like I said, a lot of phantom calls, a lot of good calls, a lot of bad calls, just a lot of calls. Period. And this team looked very undisciplined from a penalty standpoint. Kiki. You gotta catch that ball, man. I mean, I get on Will Fuller last week for dropping some passes. You gotta catch that, bro. In that type of situation, because that interception on you, that's one time that the quarterback stole interceptions that's not on the quarterback, and Deshaun's been victim of that twice. It's twice in back-to-back games. He's had 2 interceptions in both games. The first interception was on him. The first interception last week against the Chiefs. The first interception, this one was a bad throw, throwing off his back foot. I think he was throwing the Duke, throwing off his back foot. It was just a bad throw. Those are the type of throws that you do not make. You're not supposed to. When I teach quarterbacks, you do not make those type of throws. But the second one that he threw last week, Hop never got up. Hop never played the ball. And then this one right here, Kiki, you have to come down, win it, and then allow Darius Leonard to get the pick to seal the game. And it was just bad, embarrassing. Like I said from the jump, bad and embarrassing, just bad and embarrassing. But offensively, when we needed to strike, we striked. Both scoring drives, we scored both times in less than 2 minutes. Ken Stills, Deshaun threw a beautiful, after throwing the pick, his next pass attempt was the one that Ken Stills, I think it was like 45 something yards. What was it? Let me look see exactly. Yeah, 45 yards. Beautiful arcing strike. He dropped it down. I thought Stills was about to take the house. Just a beautiful pass. Just beautiful pass. Then going out, scrambling out the pocket and throwing the dart to Hopkins in the end zone. And then the drive in the second half, in the beginning of the second half, when he throws out the little option to Kiki, and Kiki palms it and gets in for the end zone. Just able to run down quickly, strike. We're a quick striking offense. We can strike very quickly, score very, very quickly. So the offense Gonna get better. I know offensive line gave up 3 sacks. Like I said, they really only gave up 2 because one of the sacks should have been a touchdown, but they hold us on that. Offensively, we played well enough to win, even with all our miscues, with all our flags, with all our penalties. Defensively is where we dropped the ball. We allowed this team to go out there and score 28 points offensively because we gave them 2 points off of safety. We allowed them to score 28 points offensively. We allowed them to score 4 touchdowns. We allowed Jacoby Brissett to go out there and slang that thing over 65% completion percentage, over 300 yards, and 3 touchdowns. That's not what Jacoby Brissett is. Jacoby Brissett is a dig and duck game management type of quarterback. But no, we allowed him to look like an all-pro today. Like I said, he's going to win Offensive Player of the Week for the AFC unless somebody else just has a miraculous record-breaking game like 400-something yards passing and 5 touchdowns. Or a running back rushes for over 300 yards, or a receiver catches for over 200 yards, or something like that. Like something else has to happen for another guy to win Offensive Player of the Week. Because other than that, I think that Jacoby Brissett is going to win Offensive Player of the Week for the AFC, and it's our fault. It's completely our fault. He ain't come out there and slang it like he was a Hall of Famer. Like motherfuckers were running wide open. They were uncontested throws. They were right there. Nobody was contesting these catches. These catches were uncontested. Receivers just bloop, touchdown, bloop, first down, bloop, first down, bloop, first down. Like, that's what it was. That's what it was. Play after play after play, drive after drive after drive. And we have nobody to fault but our defense. Our defense, the way our defense is being called by Rack, and the personnel that we have. And that's why I say, even if you don't want to put blame on Coach Bill O'Brien, the pressure is on William O'Brien, the general manager of the Houston Texans. The pressure is on him to get the secondary help. Because we see after week 1, you cut Colvin. Okay, cool. We have injuries. We don't know Jonathan Joseph is 145 years old. Roby is hurt. Don't know when he's going to come back. Lonnie's a rookie. We don't know what's going on with Phillip Gaines. Look like he might have a broken ankle, a dislocated ankle, or something like that. Because he was grabbing his ankle when he was getting carted off. We don't know what's going to happen with those guys. You need to do something. You were able to be all aggressive to get Tunsil. You was being aggressive to ship Clowney out. You were being aggressive to bring in Duke after you cut Foreman. You was aggressive to bring in Carlos Hyde, which Duke and Carlos Hyde, Tunsil and Stills, all those were good moves. As far as the acquisitions, maybe what you gave up, you paid a little bit too much. But the acquisition itself, the placement itself, is doing good. Now, can you do something to help that back end? Because like I've been saying for the longest, we cannot do anything special this season with that secondary playing like that. And people want to say me after the Chiefs game, what about Bill O'Brien now? Like I told them in the sauce. Like I told my homeboy at work, I'm like Stephen A. was when LeBron went to the Miami Heat. I don't give a damn what's going on in the regular season. Come talk to me postseason if you want to talk about Bill O'Brien's job and we want to talk about this team. Come talk to me then. Come talk to me in late January, early February. That's when I want to talk. That's when I want to talk. I don't care what happens in this regular season. I don't care if you go 12-4, 11-5, 9-7. Get to the postseason and tell me what you do in the postseason. That's what I want to be talked about. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't, comment below if you haven't, click that bell, get more videos. I holla.